Most guys think dropping $3 on a custom rifle is the only way to shoot tight groups, and it costs them a fortune for absolutely no reason. The days of needing a master gunsmith are completely over, because factory rifles in 2026 are rolling off the line with aerospace tolerances that make old custom builds look like expensive paperweights. We are ranking the top 7 bolt-action deer rifles dominating the woods right now, but the absolute monster sitting at number 1 perfectly balances featherweight mountain mobility with bomb-proof steel reliability. Next up, at rank 7, is the Savage 110 version 2. As the oldest continuously manufactured bolt-action in the States, it is a working-class hero built for rugged reliability. Under the hood, it utilizes the AccuFit version 2 system. Instead of forcing your body to fit the weapon, this uses a toolless dial to adjust length of pull and comb height. This perfectly aligns your eye with the optic-eliminating scope shadow when you are rushing a shot. It slings 6.8 Western downrange with terrifying consistency. In a high-pressure scenario pushing 400 yards, the Accu trigger snaps crisp, ensuring massive terminal performance on heavy targets. Compared to elite custom rigs pushing $3,000, this gives you bespoke fitment for roughly $800. But here is the brutal truth. The action is historically unrefined and still feels clunky. If you are trying to cycle quietly with a target bedded down 50 yards away, that stiff bolt lift will absolutely blow your cover. If you demmed a practical meat-producing tack driver, this dominates. Stepping up the game at rank 6 is the Tika T3X Light. This is the absolute benchmark for out-of-the-box precision, bringing premium Sako lineage to the working man. Under the hood, it runs a legendary push-feed 2 lug bolt. This creates a slick glide with absolutely zero binding inside the raceways. This gives you a massive tactical advantage, allowing you to cycle a rapid follow-up shot while keeping your eye completely locked inside the optic. It feeds 6.5 Creedmoor flawlessly. In a high-pressure scenario tracking targets across open plains, this lightweight rig delivers absolute terminal performance without punishing your shoulder. The trigger snaps like a fragile icicle. Compared to the Ruger Generation 2, the rigid polymer stock completely lacks adjustable comb heights or length of pull spacers. But here is the brutal truth. If you are layering up with heavy winter gear, that fixed length of pull feels incredibly awkward when you rapidly shoulder the weapon. If you demand a tack driver that bridges the gap to European luxury, this dominates. Now we get serious at number 5 with the Ruger American Rifle Generation 2. This working-class hero is a massive legal loophole for operators needing dense brush capability in restrictive states. Under the hood, it runs a 3-lug bolt, featuring a fast 70-degree throw. Most budget guns give you a 90-degree lift, which violently slams your hand into modern scopes when rushing a shot. That 70-degree throw gives your knuckles clearance to mount massive optics, low to the bore, keeping your cheek weld incredibly tight. It eats heavy 350 Legend for breakfast. In a thick timber scenario, maneuvering a short 16-inch barrel delivers massive terminal performance on heavy targets. The blade safety trigger snaps like a glass rod. Compared to high-end composite shells, the aggressive splatter paint completely lacks structural rigidity. But here is the brutal truth. The synthetic stock produces a hollow, cheap plastic sound. If you bump it against a metal tree stand, that loud echo will absolutely blow your cover and ruin your stock. If you demand serious value covered in gunmetal gray Cerakote, this dominates. Stepping up the game at rank 4 is the Sako 90 Hunter. This Nordic craftsmanship is designed to outlast your grandkids. Under the hood, they use a process called broaching. Instead of milling, they push a massive toothed tool straight through the steel in a single pass, cutting the internal raceways. This creates an action feeling like wet ice, allowing you to cycle the 3-lug bolt with absolutely zero friction. The 5-position adjustable trigger lets you tune the pull weight instantly. It slings heavy 308 Winchester downrange. In a brutal sub-zero survival scenario up north, where other actions freeze shut, this 7-pound beast delivers devastating terminal performance. Compared to cheap factory guns, the raised comb on the premium walnut stock gives you a rock-solid cheek weld. But here is the brutal truth. Dropping $2,000 comes with a frustrating quirk, because Sako refuses to thread all barrels with the standard 5/8 by 24 pitch. You must hunt down an expensive proprietary adapter to run your suppressor. If you demand heirloom quality that laughs at freezing temperatures, this dominates. Entering the elite tier at number 3 is the Browning X Bolt 20 Hunter. This rig delivers the classic aesthetic of blued steel and walnut with modernized guts. Under the hood, the proprietary rotary box magazine feeds each cartridge straight in line with the chamber. This prevents high ballistic coefficient bullets from getting deformed during the feed cycle, keeping your precision pristine. The 3-lug bolt gives a fast 60-degree throw to rapidly cycle without punching your scope bell. It spits 6.8 Western with absolute authority. In a dense woodland scenario, taking a rapid offhand shot, the natural balance of this 6.5-pound weapon guarantees devastating terminal performance. Compared to modern carbon fiber shells, the redesigned multi-lever trigger snaps like thin ice, completely free of creep. But here is the brutal truth. Taking gorgeous grade 1 walnut into deep backcountry snow means it will absorb moisture and warp. This presses against the barrel and completely shifts your point of impact. Plus, scraping it against a jagged rock leaves a permanent scar. If you demand traditional beauty with modern precision, this dominates. Closer to the crown at number 2 is the Weatherbe Mark 5 Backcountry Capra. This aerospace masterpiece is built for steep shale at 10,000 feet, where every ounce feels like a cinder block. Under the hood, it features an internal 3-dimensional hex lattice structure inside the carbon fiber stock. This matrix actively compresses during the firing cycle to diffuse violent magnum energy before it punishes your shoulder. It feeds 250 Weatherbe RPM. In a high-altitude survival scenario pushing massive terminal performance across a canyon, this 4.1-pound ghost carries effortlessly without snagging on branches. Compared to traditional setups, the 6-lug titanium bolt gives a lightning-fast 54-degree lift, keeping your knuckles completely clear of the optic. But here is the brutal truth. Compressing heavy-firing pin spring tension into a short rotation makes the bolt lift incredibly stiff. With cold, wet hands on a freezing mountain cycling, this action takes deliberate force. If you demand the ultimate lightweight mountain magnum, this dominates. Taking the throne at number 1 is the Wilson Combat NLA Model 20. We have reached the absolute pinnacle of 2026 hunting rigs, perfectly balancing mountain mobility with bulletproof reliability. Under the hood, they build the receiver using electrical discharge machining. Instead of traditional milling bits, this uses a charged wire to burn through high-carbon 4140 steel. This creates internal raceways with tolerances so insanely tight, the bolt glides without friction, ensuring total mechanical reliability. It feeds 6.5 Creedmoor, delivering massive terminal performance. In a freezing rain survival scenario, the armor-tough finish completely sheds ice when the moment of truth arrives. The Timney Elite Hunter trigger snaps like crushing a dry acorn. Compared to the competition, this 5-pound ghost gives you the steel toughness of a Ruger with match-grade precision that puts the elite Sako to shame. But here is the brutal truth. Dropping $2,995 is a massive hit to your wallet before you even mount quality glass. If you demand mountain mobility without compromise, this undisputed king completely dominates. Look, these 7 rigs prove that 2026 is the absolute peak of hunting technology. You do not have to settle for heavy rusted metal or inaccurate garbage anymore. You have the power to grab the exact tactical tool that fits your specific terrain and mission profile. So here is the final question for you to sound off on down in the comments. When you are pushing deep into the backcountry to fill your freezer this season, are you trusting aerospace carbon fiber to save weight? Or are you betting your money on traditional heavy steel to get the job done? Put in the real work at the range and maintain your tactical edge. Watch your 6, and I will see you on the next one.